scared to confess my eating disorder and smoking habits to my pediatrician before leaving for college, worried about the consequences. I turned 18 4 days ago. I'm leaving to go to college out of state in Minnesota in like a month, but I'm in Alabama right now. I moved out and I'm living with my friend and her parents for right now because my parents are getting divorced and it's ugly, so I'm safe in my environment. I have an appointment with my pediatrician I've had since birth before I go to college for a physical, and I've been debating if I want to admit some things to her or not now that I'm an adult. 2 things, actually. Or 3 I guess. And I have questions about what's going to happen if I do. I'm really anxious and I'm starting to tear up even thinking about it. Basically my doctor thinks I'm just naturally underweight and that I'm happy and healthy and stuff, but I've been intentionally keeping my weight low since I was about 10. My mom was worried when I hit puberty that I would get overweight like her and that I was eating too much junk, and so she taught me to count calories. For years she would make me wear a rubber band on my wrist and snap it on the inside of my arm anytime I wanted to eat to try and teach me to not want to eat basically. She taped pictures of fat people on snack boxes and would make me weigh myself every morning to decide how many calories I could have. She's even tried to get me to smoke cigarettes with her before because she said it would kill my appetite. She told me I'm lucky because others girls don't have moms who care about them and how they look, but the older I've gotten the more it seems like this is actually really awful of her. She's always made me feel bad. I see videos on TikTok about almond moms and it seems like her. I've never had my period. Ever. I lied to my doctor and said I got it but I haven't. I don't know if that's normal, but I think it's probably not by now. My mom keeps saying I'm a late bloomer. I think I might be anorexic. And I'm really tired. My hair is coming out and I'm so pale and my head always hurts and my heart feels heavy in my chest when I'm exercising. I get dizzy when I stand. I'm anemic, and my doctor asked if I was having heavy periods and I said yes because I didn't know what else to say, so that was a lie too, and she thinks that's why I'm anemic. Sometimes I even faint. I was supposed to take a teen vitamin but my mom said they are full of chemicals and fillers and would make me sick, so I haven't gotten one. I can't sleep unless I smoke weed no matter how tired I am. My doctor doesn't know I smoke either. My mom would be pissed if she knew because she said pot is for lazy people. I just want all this to stop but I don't know how. I tried eating more but I panic if I go over 750 calories a day and there's only like 5 foods that are safe, and I'm afraid to drink anything that isn't clear. I'm scared and I can't live like this. But I'm afraid of what will happen if I tell my doctor. Will she be mad at me? Will she yell at me for lying? Can I get help figuring out how to eat without being scared but not have to go in a hospital? I don't want to lose my place at college. I worked so hard for my scholarship. Will I have to gain weight? Will they tell my parents now that I'm 18? Can I be forced into anything? Will I get in trouble for the weed? I'm just lost and scared and trying to figure this out because I don't want to be like this anymore. Thank you to anyone with advice. Update 1. I ended up going to the ER a town over, alone. I turned off my location on my phone and I didn't give them any emergency contacts, so I should be able to be here without anyone finding out hopefully. I told the check-in lady everything. The nurse said my vitals aren't very good and my heart rate hasn't been over 50 since I've been here, and my EKG was kind of weird and my potassium is 1.4. Clarifies she meant 2.4 /, so they want to keep me overnight and have me et fluids, so I'm here now. They said I'll have a social worker too, so maybe they can help me figure out keeping my parents out of things. The doctor was really nice and said he would contact my doctor and we would figure things out. Update 2. I hadn't ever told anyone any of this until 2 days ago, and now that I started talking I feel like I can't shut up. It's been a really confusing couple of days. Once I'm medically stable they want to discharge me to an inpatient program close to my school. Hopefully then I'll be ready to be outpatient by the time college starts, so I won't miss anything and I'll still get to go to activities and make friends. They're going to help me find a regular doctor in that area that knows about eating disorders to help coordinate care, and because it's a new doctor and I can sign all my own things my parents won't even know who I'm seeing. I was supposed to go home for a couple weeks before I moved to school but I didn't really want to, so I'm kind of glad the doctors don't want me to either. Skeptical, which feels like a shitty thing to say. I'm scared and relieved at the same time. But I think I missed so much stuff over my childhood and I'm excited to get to start over somewhere new. I'm just trying to focus on thinking about what I'll do when I feel better. Thank you everyone for being so kind and for the really helpful advice. I don't think I've ever felt so seen in my life. I appreciate all the reassurance too. Even though I know it's the right thing, I can't help feeling like I'm doing something wrong and I shouldn't have said anything pretty often. I finally feel like things might actually be okay someday. I should be mad at you. I spent years chasing every whim, hoping to do something right, hoping to be enough. I justified everything. I gave you excuses. I thought to myself, if I try harder she'll be happy. But it never was enough. Not when I followed every diet you put me on because you didn't want me to grow too big. Not when I vey up nights with my friends because you didn't want to be alone. Not when I cleaned your alcohol-drenched vomit from the rug before Dad came home. You never loved me. Not when I groveled. Not when I pleaded. Not when I tried to make myself small enough to fit in your cold, hard heart. Nothing could fit there anyway. The space is filled with your own vanity, oozing conceit. It takes a unique level of maliciousness to raise a child while planting mental landmines scattered through the ether of their thought, one misstep from blowing up. You're so stupid, this is your fault, no one will ever want you if you tell. They'll never understand, no one will ever get you like I do, and you really thought I'd never find out how much you lied to me. You genuinely believed I was so dumb I'd stay placated and quiet forever. I should be mad at you, but I'm not. Not for long. Every time my anger bubbles to a peak it spills over and melts to guilt, sadness, and confusion, and I'm left feeling a little emptier, my fury reduced to a puddle of lukewarm runoff. I really should be mad at you. I would be mad at anyone else. But I can't help but replay the gentle moments, the ones that felt almost nurturing. Part of me still hopes the universe where you say you're sorry exists. The one where you're capable of emotions that aren't self-serving. The one where you protect me instead of being the one I need protection from. I should be mad at you. All I ever asked for was simple love me how I am. But I don't think you ever saw me as a person, just a possession. An inconvenience with too much free thought, and a spirit that needed to be subdued, shattered, crushed to pieces too small to do anything too daring. I can't stay mad because I'm devastated. You watched me atrophy. You incited it. You stood and held my hand as I walked to the edge of the cliff, and then you pushed me off and told me it was so I'd learn to fly. But I didn't. I couldn't. You knew that. I crashed, burned, and ate in a charred wreck at rock bottom, still begging you to love me. I should be mad at you, but I pity you. And this time I'm not crawling back. I hope you forget the sunscreen when you make your way to hell, but I'm still secretly hoping you miss me when you get there. Your daughter. Update 3. 4 days ago I started getting a bad stomach ache. Initially the doctors thought it was just from not being used to eating, but then the next day I woke up with a fever and the pain kept getting worse. I turned out I had appendicitis. I had surgery to remove it and they placed an NG tube in my nose while I was under, which has made this process a little easier actually, even though I was afraid to get it. My potassium is back in the normal range again, my heart rate is a lot better, and overall I'm starting to feel a lot better too. They think there's a good chance if I can get healthy I won't have any permanent damage from the last 8 years. For anyone wondering about the whole 18 is still a minor in Alabama part and what that would mean in terms of mandated reporting, they did have to report my situation. I don't want to go into that too much though. I can't go back home, but that's probably for the best. I've been able to find a lot of helpful outlets in writing, and the social worker and other hospital people have been really kind and helpful. It's been a really intense week, but I'm hopeful that soon I'll be well enough to discharge to treatment and have a fresh start. The amount of positivity and kindness and advice I received here absolutely blew me out of the water and helped me get through basically upending my own life. I was so scared and so unsure of whether I was making the right choice. I still sometimes go back and forth on that. But I definitely needed the help. Might as well keep using the throwaway account for my embarrassing secrets, right? A summary: my mom was actually really awful, which I only recently realized the extent of, but basically she constantal. Why lied to me and kept me kind of sheltered, and I am super naive now and leaving for college in a couple months and suddenly feeling horrible unprepared. What kind of life stuff do I need to know? What do you wish you would have known at 18? What is some information that's helpful about college? Practical to emotional, I just want to feel more prepared. Edit to add demographics per request 18F, USA. No siblings and now no parents. Likely no extended family either. Update 4. Hi. I'm the Oop. I don't think I have the vocabulary for how blown away I am right now. It is absolutely surreal that so many people who don't know me at all have taken the time to write thoughtful advice, encouragement, and kindness. I don't think I've ever felt so warm in my life. This has been the weirdest, most confusing, intense and disorienting 2 weeks of my life, but I'm okay with that because I think otherwise it might have been my last 2 weeks. I only felt brave enough to post my questions because I was finally 18 and I thought maybe I could get help without my parents having to know or be involved at all. I also want to add I can't take full credit for taking myself to the ER. After my original post, someone who is a board-certified psychiatrist reached out to me and told me I needed to go to the emergency department. He even helped me figure out which one to go to. I'm not sure I would have done that otherwise. I didn't realize how serious my situation was, even though I'd been having chest pain for weeks and feeling unwell. His advice is what made me go that night. I appreciate the comments on my bravery, but truthfully it wasn't my idea. I also had some people reach out from my original post that have been encouraging, helping me navigate how completely unsteady and intense this has been, and writing out the fear and guilt. Without that, I'm not sure I would have stayed in the hospital. I probably would have gone home. The internet is truly amazing. Currently, I'm on my way to treatment. I know it's where I need to be, but I'm nervous. All this positivity has really made me feel so much better and even excited for the future. I figured I would address/answer a couple things that kept coming up in the comments. From the very bottom of my slow beating but healing heart,